All right, enough of that wanking away. I could do that for hours because it's absolutely just so fun. But I want to do that a little bit just so we can get kids in. I want to make sure that you guys are hearing me, all that good stuff. Sorry about that little repeat there. It's because I had my video going on in the background there on YouTube. So let me make sure. Okay, cool. Somebody said Pink Floyd. I'm seeing this at YourGuitarSage.com/live. That's where the chat is. That's where all the kids are. So good. Thanks so much for letting me know that you can hear that. I'm assuming you can hear me if somebody wrote Pink Floyd, right? Because we got a little bit of comfortably numb feeling there. Okay, it wasn't the song, but it's that chord progression and that basic kind of feel, right? Okay, good. Hey, I'm Eric Andreas, your Guitar Sage. If you are here for the how to navigate the guitar fretboard without ever getting lost again, if you're here for that, you're in the right place. If you're here for the giveaways, you're in the right place. If you're here for the Q&A, you're in the right place. So let me give you a real roundabout bit here about how this is going to go, how you can win stuff, how you can ask me questions, where to get the PDF, how to get the discounts, just everything. There's a lot. So you got to pay attention, my friends. Seriously, pay attention because there's a lot of stuff. You're going to miss something. You're going to be typing it. Hey, where did Eric tell us to go there again? Listen, everybody. Shh. Ready? Turn down the TV. Let's listen. Here we go. We're going to do the broadcast first. We're going to do the giveaways, and then we're going to do a Q&A, okay? I'm looking at my notes here on the board right now. If you are on YouTube, listen to me, YouTubers or off Facebook, I've put this out there on those two sites right now for folks that just don't get it to go to YourGuitarSage.com/live. If you just don't get it and you can't hear my voice right now saying that, or you just doesn't register, then stay where you're at. But you can't win stuff, you can't chat, all that stuff. You can chat amongst yourselves, but I'm not going to see your chat and I won't be able to answer your questions. So without further ado, the link's below the video both on Facebook and on YouTube, or maybe it's above on Facebook, I'm not sure how that works. But click on that link, go there. The chat is full right now, but as soon as someone jumps out, you can jump in there, right? We're all over the world, so folks are leaving and coming in and what have you, so you can just jump right in there, and then when it comes to question and answer time, I'll be able to field your question, but not on Facebook or YouTube, okay? So you need to be there. Why else you need to be there? That's where the pre-registration for this webcast came in. So for folks that already did that, then you're pre-registered for the over $1,500 worth of giveaways. We'll talk about those in a second. And obviously the chat is there. The PDF, you can download the PDF from the YourGuitarSage.com/live. I painstakingly created a PDF that will support everything I'm talking about today, and you can take it away and you can really understand the fretboard in a new, fresh way that you're never going to forget. But you got to go there to get it, okay? It's not on YouTube, obviously. The question and answer, same thing there. The codes, the discount codes, there are some, in fact, we'll talk about that as well later. Discount codes, and that's where all the cool kids are. That's where you need to be. Okay, what else? Oh, giveaways. What are we giving away? Here we go. I'm going to run down really quick. There's two ways to win. You either pre-registered, okay? If you pre-registered, there's a lot of stuff you can win. If you didn't pre-register, it's okay. You can go to YourGuitarSage.com/live, sign up, and then next time we do a live broadcast, I'll let you know. So you can do that. But then you can still win. Even if you didn't pre-register, you can do that on Twitter, but the only way you can get that is you got to cut and paste the little Twitter code that's just to the right of the video at YourGuitarSage.com/live. I'm going to keep saying it till everybody's over there. Okay, so here we go. What are we giving away today? Well, first off, we're going to talk about the navigating the fretboard without ever getting lost again, but we got lots of giveaways. So let's go down the bit really quickly. So first off, I have these, what I call the YourGuitarSage Power Packs, right? Which include several sets of vibe strings, the Uber Tuner by Kliq, the xGuitarx Capo. Now, having some issues here live, but hopefully we won't continue to have those issues, okay? You'll see me reach down here. It's because it's a one-man show at the moment, okay? So we got the Power Packs, we got all that good stuff. Also giving away 5 what I call Eric Andreas bundles, which is basically my DVD on the Nashville number system. This is something that I did for True Fire Guitar, great company, and my DVD. So 5 folks are going to win that. We'll ship those out to you. That's a $35 value at least. The power packs that I mentioned earlier, I couldn't even tell you how much those are. Those are probably easily $50 a piece, easily. Now these are the lifetime memberships to the Unstoppable Guitar System. These are $400 a piece, my friends. So that's $800 right there. These are lifetime memberships. If you don't know about the Unstoppable Guitar System, you're either dead, or you're sleeping, you're not paying attention, or you've just joined me. You've just found out who YourGuitarSage is and what have you. But the Unstoppable Guitar System is a step-by-step, fail-proof system that I've created from the ground up. Hundreds of students from teenagers to their 70s are in this program. 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. I have over 300 lessons in there right now. I think it might be close to 400 or maybe even more than that. I just don't keep count, but I put up a lot of content on there. I put an hour of new material up there every single month. And recently here I've been creating jam tracks, professional quality jam tracks, real instruments, the whole 9 yards, different keys. I think we uploaded nearly 200 this month, and we're going to continue to upload about that many every month minimum. Okay, so lots of great stuff to check out there. We'll be giving 2 of those away today. We'll also be giving away the Jam Stick by xGuitarx. So thank you to all of our sponsors, by the way, xGuitarx and Ortega Guitars. I'm also going to be giving this Ortega guitar away, the Ortega R121. You're going to see me play this today. That is the nylon string guitar that I'll be playing. And we'll be giving one of those away as well. Is there anything else that oh, yes, the Twitter winners. So, and the Twitter winners, so that's those folks that pre-registered. But at the halftime part of the program, and at the end of the hour, we're going to be giving away 6 ebook bundles. Okay, an ebook bundle is basically books that I've written, but it's an ebook format, so you can be emailed these. So we'll send those to you. It's going to go to 6 folks who have cut and pasted a little bit that's at YourGuitarSage.com/live, just to the right of me there. Just put that on your Twitter, not in the chat. It won't help in the chat. It's just going to clog up the chat. Put it in your Twitter, and then my cohort in crime, Jason, will be looking and on Twitter, and he'll find those winners, send them to me, and then you're going to win stuff, and you're going to be happy forever and ever. Okay, that's how it works. All right, anything else? Let me think. I don't think so. We got to dig into it. We got to get into it. What time is it? All right. Hey, man, I'm right on target. All right, so here we go. How to navigate the fretboard without ever getting lost again. Is this possible? It most 100% is, because me, just like you, was in the same boat. Just like Jimi Hendrix, just like Eddie Van Halen. You'll hear me say it 1,000 times because it's true. Ain't no one start at the top. That's in everything, okay? There's no one that starts at the top. Everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts at these simple things. Their hands hurt. They feel like their hands are too small. They don't understand the fretboard. It's confusing. They sound like crap. Their strumming's out of time. Whole 9 yards. Eddie, Jimmy, everybody. Okay, so you're in good hands if that's happening to you. If that's not happening to you and you're just awesome right out of the gate, please call me, because I'd like to do a story on you. That means you're a prodigy, and it's never happened in the world where someone's just picked up the guitar and started playing. Never, 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 never. Okay? Show me a story that's legit, that has support with it, and I will post it on YouTube nude, and I'll shave my head. Okay? All right, so here we go. What we're going to talk about today is how to navigate the fretboard. And so most folks, when they think about their favorite guitar player, and when they see them kind of going all over the neck and what have you, well, just now I was doing improvisation. I knew some places on the neck that I wanted to go, but making it up as I go along. Okay, and so this comes from learning tricks. Okay, and this is going to go hand in hand with the PDF that we're going to be working with. Now, you don't have to have it open right now, but it's helpful if you do, if you can, in another window. That'd be great. So the PDF is going to include everything that I'm talking about today and a lot more. Okay, so make sure you get that. Okay, so first off, no one memorizes the fretboard. And what I mean by that is, I don't care who you're talking to, Steve Vai, whoever. If I just take his finger and I press it down on a fret, and I say, what fret is that, Steve? He's not going to know unless he looks at the fretboard which means that he needs something from the fretboard to tell him where he's at. It's just true. Now, yeah, sure, I can close my eyes and play the scale, you know, what I was just doing. I can do that, but it's because I have a pattern underneath my fingers, okay? If I didn't have that pattern, or if I wasn't looking at the guitar, I wouldn't be able to do it. Same thing with any other guitar player in the history of ever. It's just that they do it so well that it seems like they know something that you don't know, because they do. Just like a great magician, you swear they're really magic when they're not. They tell you over and over again that they are illusionists, okay? Same thing here. Think of yourself as an illusionist now, and I'm going to show you behind the curtain how to do this stuff. A lot of folks out there don't know these things. For those folks that do, just hang in there, because we're going to get to stuff that you don't know, I promise. But for those that don't know, we got to start at the beginning really quickly. The names of the open strings are E, A, D, G, B, E. You don't have to write any of this down. It's in your PDF. E, A, D, G, B, E. And the way that I always teach my students how to remember that is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Silly, I know. Just use the first letter of each one of those words. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. And you just E, A, D, G, B, E. That's how you know the names of the notes, of the strings. You'll never forget them again. That's what they're tuned to. Let's leave that one. We're done. Okay? Remember that. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now, the other thing we need to know is the musical alphabet, which goes from A to G. Okay? Musicians know that they're never going to come across an H note or an I chord or a J arpeggio. Okay? Nothing happens beyond G. It stops at G, ends at G on all instruments forevermore since the beginning of time. Okay? So A through G are the notes. Now, there's something called sharps and flats. We're only going to talk about sharps today because they're fairly synonymous with flats in the way we're going to be talking about them. Every note has a sharp, which is basically when you can take that one note and raise it up in pitch, like that's what I mean by raise up in pitch, right? So every note has a sharp except for B and E. Those two notes don't have a sharp. B and E don't have sharps. You can remember that like the Beatles song, Let It Be, Let It Be. I don't know why, but for me, that's how I remember it. B and E don't have a sharp. And so, if that's true, go through this logic with me very quickly. Every note has a sharp except for B and E, and the musical alphabet goes from A to G. So, we were doing it without sharps and flats, it'd go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But we got sharps in there. So, A, right? Does A have a sharp? Do it with me. Think. You got to start engaging yourself in order to do this. Does A have a sharp? Yes, because it's not a B or an E. So yes, A has a sharp. So A sharp. Next letter in the alphabet is B. Does B have a sharp? Nope, because I just told you it didn't, right? So it goes straight to C. Okay, there's no note in between B and C. It just goes straight to C. Here's B, here's C. No note in between the two. C have a sharp? Yup. C sharp. Next letter in the alphabet is D. D has a sharp. So D sharp. Next letter is E. Does E have a sharp? Of course not. You know this. B and E don't have a sharp. So if E doesn't have a sharp, it should go directly to letter A, B, C, D, E, F. Right? And F has a sharp. So F sharp. Then G. And does G have a sharp? Yes, it does. So we go all the way to G sharp, and then what happens? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? No. No H, right? We go straight back to A. So it's circles, okay? And that's what we call an octave, basically. We've exhausted all the notes. It's the rainbow, if you will. Roy G. Biv, all the notes in the chromatic scale, and then we start over again. It starts over basically by doubling those frequencies. You don't have to know that. But let's talk about this very quickly on the guitar. So we have, remember, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So Eddie ate, so this next string down from the top is 8, or A. And so that's our A string. So when we pluck it, it's an A, okay? Don't put your finger on it. Just pluck it. It's an A. Now, that's an A. Now if I go up a half step, well, half step is 1 fret, then that's going to be our A sharp. Okay? Let's get this a little closer for you guys. So there's open A. Here's our A sharp. Think about this with me. It won't help you if you just listen to me. You really got to engage your mind here. So let's work up the fretboard while we're working up the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the only two notes that don't have a sharp are B and E. So, does A have a sharp? Yep, here it is, right there. A sharp. Next letter, A, B. Does B have a sharp? Let it be, let it be. Nope, it sure doesn't. So, straight to letter C. Does C have a sharp? Yes. A, B, C, D. D have a sharp? You know it does. A, B, C, D, E. Does E have a sharp? Nope. Nope. So there's our E. So it goes straight to the letter F, right? F sharp. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Does G have a sharp? You know it does. And then here we are starting over at the A. So that's what we call our octave, okay? Now, here's the deal. In that PDF that I've included at YourGuitarSage.com/live, it's the only place you can download it. You can go there right now and go get it. I've included a bunch of blank fretboards. These are there for you to do a lot of different things with. One of them, one exercise that I want you to do is I want you to do what we just did. I want you to write them down, not right now, but after the broadcast. You can see the workout that I've created for you. I want you to draw in all those numbers, okay, right down the line. And then do that for all 6 strings. And then when you're done with that, try it again till you just feel comfortable with the concept. Really, this is just a concept. Understand, we're not memorizing anything. I guess you could say we memorize Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie, and that the alphabet's A through G, and that B and E don't have a sharp. But other than that, we didn't memorize the fretboard. So knowing that helps us on the fretboard to know all the notes. Okay. Now, that's where you want to use those bits and pieces there, the empty fretboards, to do this. Now, you may say to me, well, Eric, okay, that's cool, I understand that, but that's kind of like, I don't know, I won't use an analogy, it'll take me a minute to come up with one, but basically, that's cool, and that helps me to know all the notes on the fretboard, Eric, but how do I do it quickly, okay? So we need to be quick at this, and if someone says, Steve Vai asked me what this note is, you know, by using the method that we just used, I would have to go, well, I know this is an E, because this is Eddie, and E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. And I would have to do it that way, and it would take, obviously, a few seconds to do this. We don't want that, because when we're playing music, the beat keeps going. The chords keep moving by, the drummer keeps going, no one's waiting on us to come up with that chord or that note. So we got to know this stuff, right? So one way that we can do that is what I call with something called springboards, okay? And in the first half of the hour here, we're going to be talking about stationary springboards only, okay? And it goes like this. This is a springboard in the open position, okay? Because we know Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie. If Steve Vai asked us, what is this note? We'd say it's an F. We don't have to think, because we know this is an E, and we know the alphabet goes from E to F, okay? So that's an F right there. Very easy to do with these lower numbers. Another springboard would be if we were playing open chords like a G or a C, that sort of thing. We would know the lowest note is the letter name of the chord, so that's a G. So right off the bat, if somebody asks me what that note is, I'd say it's a G because I know that's a G chord. Or if it's a C chord, and they ask me what the 3rd fret is on the A string, right there I'd say it's a C because that's a C chord. So that would be an example of a springboard. And that's great for this area of the neck. We got here, you know. But what happens if we're grabbing, you know, what happens if someone asks us, you know, what some notes are up here, in this area, or up here? Well, we have our first springboard, which is what we call the octave. So at the 12th fret, everything starts repeating again. So the A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D starts right here on the 12th fret. Most guitars, you'll have like a double bit here. So you can see those 2 dots right there, right? And that means that we're at the 12th fret. And most guitars, other than nylon string guitars, will actually have 2 dots there, and then dots going up on 3, 5, 7, sometimes 9, or 3, 5, yeah. sometimes not on 3. But those are fret markers, and they just tell you where you're at. But the 12th fret starts over again. Okay, so here we have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. Then here we have 12th fret. We have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. Same thing, just exactly the same. You could think of it like it's another chord right up there. If I just move everything up, if I could fret up there, okay? So that's our first springboard. If someone asks us, hey, what is this note on the 12th fret? We don't have to start here and work 12 different steps. We can say, oh, it's an E. I know it's an E because it's an E open as well. So the 12th fret is the exact same. Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. E-A-D, G-B-E. Easy enough. This is in the PDF. Now, what that also means is we could back off this fret and we could have a few of these frets and understand those very quickly. So if somebody asks, if this is an E, if someone asks me what this note is, I'd say, well, it's a D sharp because here's our E, and if we're working backwards, going backwards in the alphabet, this wouldn't be a D because we know D has a sharp, so this would have to be D sharp. And after D sharp, going backwards, then this would be a D. Does that make sense to you? If it doesn't, we'll go over that PDF because we need to keep cooking through this. I want to show you a ton of stuff today, okay? So that's our first springboard at the 12th fret. So now instead of, whereas this is a usable portion, really like from here on, we'd be stuck having to start here. We'll start from here now and work our way backwards or forwards. So here's a springboard, here's a springboard, okay? Another stationary, meaning staying where it's at, springboard that I like to talk about is the 5th fret, and think about if you know how to tune the guitar to itself. When you do this, that bit, have you ever done that? If you haven't, I have a video for that on YouTube and in my free course, which, by the way, if you haven't done that, you got to, YourGuitarSage.com/30. Go into another tab right now or write it on your hand or something. You got to watch that. It's the first 30 lessons I teach all my students in Nashville. You got to go see those. Absolutely powerful, absolutely foundational. Every guitar player in the history of ever should be watching those, okay? And I teach you how to tune the guitar to itself like this. And so, Eric, how does that help us? Helps us a lot because if we're playing at the 5th fret here, right? Why are we playing at the 5th fret here on the E string? Well, because we know that this note is E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And the note underneath it, Eddie 8, right? This string right here is an A string. So when we pluck these two notes, they'll be unison because they're both A's. Okay? And then same thing here. We went A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. Well, this is a D. And the string underneath it, Eddie 8 Dynamite. Those are both D's. Make sense? So, well, how does that help us? Well, number one, you can tune the guitar yourself by using this method, okay? You can just go right down the fretboard. Now, the difference is when we do the first 3, we do it at the 5th fret. But because the B string is tuned down a half step, and it was tuned down hundreds of years ago, so let's not go down a rabbit hole here. If you're a type A, which I am a little bit, you may be that kind of person that's like, well, we got to explain why it's a half step low. Just trust me in that you wouldn't be able to play bar chords and all the other cool chords and scales and stuff the way that you do on the guitar unless that B string was tuned down a half step. You may not know that it's been tuned down a half step this whole time, but it is, okay? So that's the only string that we got to bump back here. So like if we're tuning our guitar, we've got 5th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, and then for the B string, we're going to come to the 4th fret of the G string. There's our B, and then back up to the 5th fret again. So now you may be saying to yourself, well, how does that help me, Eric? I didn't come here to learn how to tune the guitar. Well, you just learned, okay? Well, and also because that's our new springboard. Let's think about it. This is an A. We know that's an A because that's how we tune our A string. This is a D, so that's how we tune our D string. So now, if Steve I comes along and he says, Eric, what's that note? I'd say, well, it's an A, Steve, because that's how I tune my guitar. And he'd say, you're right, Eric. And if we want it to go up a half step, then we would know that's an A sharp. But understand, this concept. It's really important to have this springboard. If you didn't have this springboard here, you'd have to start from here and work your way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or work your way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? That's too long. The beat's gone. The chord's gone. So that's our new springboard. So now we can easily toggle back and forth between that. That allows us to bump back a fret or two, bump up a fret or two. If you think about it, here are our springboards. And if each one of those springboards we could pop back 3 frets, or 4 or whatever. Well, look, here we go. Here's number 1. We could go 1, 2, 3. That gets us to the G. If we're here, we could go 1, 2, 3. So we could double up there. Here is our other springboard, 1, 2, 3. And here's our other springboard. We go back 1, 2, 3. That cuts it in half, how long it takes to come up with these. And now check this out. Remember, anything we do on the guitar in one particular position, if we go up 12 frets, if we have enough frets to do it, it's the exact same notes. So this little springboard here that I draw out and show you exactly how to do it in the free PDF at YourGuitarSage.com/live, that same place, we can go up 12 frets from this. Well, what's 12 frets up from 5? We'll just add it. 12 and 5 is 17. So here's the 17th fret. Boop, right? 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's where it's going to start over again. Now, it would make more sense on the electric because on the acoustic, especially a nylon string, we can't get way up there, okay? Just can't do it. But that's another springboard, another stationary springboard, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so let's review very quickly because I want to give some stuff away. I'm getting antsy. We got all covered in the PDF. We got the names of the open strings, 88 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie, or EADGBE. Got the musical alphabet, A through G. Every note has a sharp except for B and E. And then we have our 4, or actually we'll call them 3 springboards, because this one's just our open position. We won't call that, well, let's call it a springboard. We're fine there. 4 springboards. 1 in its octave, so 12, and 5 in its octave, so 5 add 12 is 17. Okay, and we know why that is. And the reason that we need these springboards is because it gives us a reference point where we can immediately say we know what that note is, and it allows us to pop back a fret or 2 to identify any other note. Now when you start there, it's going to be a little bit wonky at first, a little bit of, okay, I got to think about this for a second. Don't run away from that. That's where the gold is. Grab that, do it, go through the ritual. It's just like in math class. I know I didn't like it either, I took algebra 5 times in college. You'd think that I liked it, but I didn't. I didn't take it 5 times because I liked it. But okay, but I can add. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So we got these springboards here, and that allows us to get to our places very, very quickly. Okay. So when you're practicing this at home, when you're practicing on those fretboards that I've created, go about writing those out. Then go about thinking about them on the fretboard and quiz yourself. Say, what is this note? And then use those springboards. And it'll be manual at first. You'll really have to think about it. But in short time, it's just going to be quick. It's going to be automatic. You're not going to have to think about it. That's how Steve Vai, Eddie Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, Jimmy, that's how all the greats did it, do it, forever. Okay? That's how they do it. It's literally that easy. All right, my friends, let's give away some stuff. Hey, okay, cool. Let's give away some stuff. All right, so, okay, I've got to be slick with these fingers because I've got to bring over an image that Jason just set me up with. I guess you don't need to know about that, but that's fine. This is the way we do things here. I'm an honest guy. I like to tell you everything. Okay, so very quickly, let's go over a couple bits here. If you're not at YourGuitarSage.com/live, you're in the wrong place. It doesn't mean that you can't watch this here on Facebook and watch it on YouTube, but I can tell you that Facebook times out after, I think, an hour and a half. And since I started this I started it at the quarter till, then basically at 4:15 it's going to go away, and I'll probably still be answering questions. So go to YourGuitarSage.com/live. The other reason for our YouTube folks and Facebook folks is that's where the giveaways are, that's where the chat is, that's where the PDF is, that's where the coupon codes are, that's where the free candy is, that's where teddy bears are, and okay, those other parts aren't true. But there's a lot of stuff there, and if you're watching it on those other places, you're not going to get the full effect. Okay, the link is below in these videos. So make sure you go there. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff here, my friends. I won't go over those bits again with you, I don't think. Let's just give some stuff away, okay? So these three winners here, these first three winners, are our Twitter winners. So for folks that have pre-registered for these at YourGuitarSage.com/live, they are pre-registered and they don't have to do anything. Those are the folks that are going to win all the big swag that I always talk about. Okay, over $1,500 worth of stuff today. But we still want to provide stuff for folks that are late coming to the party or that just discovered me yesterday or something like that. So the way to do that is at YourGuitarSage.com/live. Just to the right of the video, you're going to cut and paste that, put it in Twitter, and then that is going to allow Jason, my buddy, to scour Twitter and give me some winners. He just gave me 3, so here they are. Here are 3 winners for the ebook bundles. The ebooks are basically books that I've created, but so that you can instantly download them as well. I have books on Amazon. Everybody knows that. You can also get the Kindle book. If you're a Prime member, you can get it for free. As I try to provide as much free stuff as possible to you guys. I love giving stuff away. Which, oh, by the way, just a little hint. This little lovely guy right behind me, I might be giving that away. I might have some details about that at the end of the program. Remind me if I forget. So let's talk about these winners here. We got, and this is really hard for me to read, a lot of lights in here. John Allen, Cheryl, I think that's Beam, and Stuart Fletcher. Congratulations, my friends, on winning the ebook bundles. So really quick, the ebook bundles, you can get them at YourGuitarSage.com, and obviously they're basically versions of these, except for how to read the music. That's a whole different bit there. I don't have that in electronic form except for Kindle. Okay? All right, John, Cheryl, Stuart, we will get in touch with you in regards to winning these ebook bundles. We'll get in touch with you via Twitter, and we'll be all good to go. Okay? Now, my friends, let's get into... oh, you know something? Let's do this really quickly. I want to mention this before we go on. We're doing a special today. And it's $150 off of the Unstoppable Guitar System. What, Eric? What are you talking about? I'm talking about knocking $150 off the lifetime membership, okay? No paying every single month. Get in there, learn for the rest of your life, because I keep uploading new videos, new jam tracks, new all sorts of stuff, okay? So it's really important that you get in there. If you've been thinking about getting in the program, you can wait and spend $400, or you can get $150 off and get it for $250. And I think we're doing that until the 27th, maybe at midnight. I don't know. There's details at the live site that I keep mentioning. Okay, I'm not insulting you there. I really had an itch there. Okay, so my friends, here we go. We need to go into part 2 here. I love giving stuff away, but I also want to give you some information. I want you to be able to walk away with some stuff. So, as I mentioned, the PDF, the next 2 things we're going to be talking about are movable springboards and the major scale. Now, the movable springboards are really, 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 really important, because what they do is they allow you to immediately identify other versions of the note that you're on. And they allow you to play across the fretboard. So when you see me sometimes and I'm soloing and I'll do some, like, maybe I'll go something like a lick like that, where I play, I end the lick on an A. That's an A. That's an A. That's an A. Now I know that because of the springboards, and I can see this in my mind's eye. You know, so I'm... You know, that allows me to grab these notes, complementary notes, because they're the same note, just an octave up or down. It allows me to grab them very quickly, okay? And these are super easy. I swear, you know these already. It's just you're going to need me to point them out to you, okay? Some of you observe them anyhow, but I'm saying a lot of these things that I show you, you're probably like, oh, well, duh. And that's what I want you to say. I want you to go, yeah, duh, like I should know that. Because these really, it's not a lot to know about guitar. I mean, yes, you got to practice, but the tricks and stuff like that, you just got to have the right guy showing you the right stuff, or the right girl showing you the right stuff, okay? Okay, so here we go. The springboard that I want to talk about right now, there's really two of them, but one of them is kind of not a throwaway, but basically you have the two E strings. Anything that you do on the low E string is a mirror image on the high E string. So I could work up the fretboard like this in a very unorthodox way of playing guitar. Okay, that's high E string, low E string, so you can do fun stuff like that. Okay, so those are octaves right there. But another octave I want to show you, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep it on this angle here, is the octave like this. Okay, so everybody has either played a power chord, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you've played a power chord that looks like that, right? That's a power chord. Or a bar chord, which looks like this. Okay, but nonetheless, we've got this octave that I just showed you. That's a G, that's a G. I just showed you that one, but then we also have this octave right here. That's a G, that's a G. Remember I did this? Did that little lick? Well here, how do I know that that's a G? Well, it goes like this. From strings 6 and 5, the rule is this. Any note that you're on, if you go down 2 strings, so watch me. Here I am, 3rd fret, low E string. I'm going to go down 2 strings, so boom, boom, right? And then I'm going to go up 2 frets, boom, boom. That is our octave. So this is a G. That's a G. So here we are again. Here's a G. Down 2 strings, up 2 frets. You know? Now, that's helpful because of a lot of reasons. So if I'm here at this note and I'm using my springboards, I could identify that fairly easily. But another way that I do it is with that backwards springboard. I'll say, well, I know that's a G because this is a G. And this goes up the fretboard like this. It looks the same everywhere you go. Make sense? So that is a very important springboard, and that works on the 6th string and the 5th string. So if you're on the 5th string, here's a C. If I want to find a C octave up from that, I could go up there an octave, or I could say, here's my C. I'm going to go down 2 strings, so 1, 2, up 2 frets, 1, 2, that's a C. So make sense? Sure it does. Now, where it becomes different is on strings 4 and 3. It's easy though. The only thing you have to do, this is because of our B string that's tuned down a half step. It kind of makes things a little cattywampus as far as octaves go. But not too bad. So here's our 4th string. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down 2 strings, up 3 frets. So 1, 2, 3. Now, okay. So now check this out. Here's an F. Here's its octave. That's down 2, up 2. And here's a 1 on the 4th string. And if we want to go up higher, we need to go down 2, up 3. So playing that bluesy lick earlier. Right? That's where I'm getting that from. It's just the same stuff. There's nothing different than what I'm doing other than that. And that's what I think about when I'm playing a lick like that. Okay? So now this moves as well. Okay? It works the same way. And if we were to start this on the 3rd string, we got the same bit. Okay? Here's our 3rd string. We're going to go down 2, up 3. Super important. Gotta know it, gotta know it, you gotta know it. Okay? Now, look, I'm not expecting you to know all this stuff in this broadcast. What I am expecting you to do is get the concept. And then I want you to go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I want you to take the PDF with the workout that I've given you, and I want you to work on that this week. And I want you to report back to me. Let me know on Twitter. Let me know on Facebook. Let me know on YouTube. All those places that I like to hang out. And let me know how much this has helped. Because I'm telling you, this is revolutionary stuff if you don't know it. But it's what we need to know as guitar players in order to be better players. People say, why do I need to know music theory? Well, you don't, you know. You don't need to go to school. You don't need a job. You don't need a lot of things. But they're helpful when you want to pay bills. Theory is helpful when you want to know about the guitar and those sorts of things. They're very helpful. So, that's why I say learn theory and learn a lot of it. It's fun. It doesn't make you a sterile player. I've heard that from a lot of bad players. Oh, if I learn music theory, it's gonna ruin my artistic creativity. Well, you don't know how to play the guitar. I don't understand. How's that gonna mess you up? Trust me, know some theory. There's no great guitar player out there who doesn't either know some patterns or know some theory, and they're really one and the same, okay? They may not have the labels to put on it, but if Hendrix knew no theory, he would know that these are octaves. He would know that, okay? Trust me. Okay, let's keep going. We got our stationary springboards. We got our movable springboards. Now we got to talk about the major scale. Ah, Eric, the major scale. How boring. Well, here's the deal. The major scale, literally, if you know one major scale, you'll know it in all keys, and you know every single jazz mode. Okay? There's 7 of them. Times 12 is, how many is that? 7, 84. 84 modes. Okay? So you'll know 84 modes by knowing this one pattern. Okay? Now, I'm not going to get into the modes bit, but basically, trust me when I say that every jazz mode is built upon the major scale. It's basically taking a different scale degree and starting at that place in the scale and then working the harmonic structure around it. If that just went over your head, don't worry about it. Don't bother with scales, and don't bother with modes unless you're really into jazz. And if you're into jazz, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So we got to know the major scale. Super easy. And the reason that we got to know the major scale is every single bit of music theory that we learn is pretty much based off of this. Building chords, chord progressions, diatonic harmony, just all of it, okay? The major scale is very easy. First off, we got to know that the difference between one fret and the next is a half step. That's what it's called, half step, because there's only one fret. The difference between 2 half steps, well, 2 halves make a whole, right? So we got a whole step. So we're going from G to A, that's a whole step because that's 2 frets, okay? Here's a G, here's an A. So I'm skipping one of those frets. That's a whole step. This is a half step. Okay? So we got to know what half steps and whole steps are. And then we got to know that the major scale consists of whole steps and half steps. And it goes like this. Whole step, half step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. You don't have to memorize this because it's in the PDF at YourGuitarSage.com/live. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step, okay? Now listen, 2 whole steps and a half step. 3 whole steps and a half step. That's the other way to remember it. 2 whole steps and a half step. 3 whole steps and a half step. Just memorize it. Now we got to use that. So what you could do is, this works for any key, doesn't matter. On any instrument. You could pick up any instrument and do this, okay? This is how I learn instruments quickly, is I'm like, well, it's the same scale, it's the same theory, so, okay, here's that note, cool. I'm playing banjo, cool. Playing ukulele, playing bass, playing piano, whatever. They may not be amazing at those things, but I can play them, especially in the studio when I have some time and I can break it down. So here we go. So right here, let's start at a G, okay? So here's our G, and what's going to happen is we're going to move up in the specified whole steps and half steps that we just talked about. Whole, half is the first half. Okay, so here we go. So here's our first note. Don't say whole or half until you're actually moving the note. Don't say it when you're on it or when you land on it. Say it when you're moving. Just trust me. It's gonna keep you from messing up. I have students all the time that'll say whole step, half step, and already they're messed up, okay? Whole step is when you move. So here we go. Here's the first note. There's our note. Here we go. We're moving. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now, can you hear where that sounds logical? It makes sense, right? Sounds totally fine, okay? Let's try it with a D. This is a D. We know this is a D because it's in unison. We're using one of our springboards there, and it's in unison with our D string, right? So I know right off the bat, this is a D scale I'm going to be building, a D major scale. So there's our 1, if you will, or our D. So we're going to make our first move, and we say whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay? So that's what our scale should sound like. And we can work it backwards as well. Now, here's one of the exercises that I want you to do. I want you to take the fretboards that I've created for you that are on the PDF, and I want you to take a pen or pencil, draw in a note anywhere on the fretboard where you have enough room to create a whole octave, a whole major scale. When you put that note in somewhere near the open position, maybe it's an open string, maybe it's 2 or 3 frets up, 1 fret up, whatever, and draw that first note. And then go up a whole step from there, draw another note in, a whole step from there, draw another note, half step from there, then whole step, then whole step, then whole step, then half step. Then you've got your major scale, okay? If you were to do this, say like with all the G's on the fretboard, you would have the map that's on the very last page of that PDF, where I have all these different open position, or I should say, all the different keys like G, A, B, none of the sharp or flatted keys, but just the open keys. And I have them all written out for you with all the specific notes, okay? But that's what you want to do, is you want to draw those out on the fretboard, then you want to get accustomed to actually doing these across the fretboard, okay? So like starting on the C and going, there's our 1, okay? And then after you learn the whole steps and half steps, then you want to start using the number like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And that's a good habit to get into by singing it. And you don't have to be a singer to do this. Just sing, just hum, anything, you know? So here's a E. And I'm going to go up, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. You hear how it sounds nice? And if I were to play the wrong note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that sounds bad. 7, 1. Your ear automatically hears this. Why? Because since the beginning of your life, you've had little lullabies being played to you, the radio's been playing to you, jingles on the radio, bump music for shows that you watch, everything. And every single bit of it, 100% of it, 110% of it is written off of the major scale. Even the minor sounding stuff, because the minor scale comes directly from the major scale. Start at the 6th scale degree and you have your minor scale. And you have all the modes if you start at the others. But I don't go over that. We won't go over that today because it's going to be too confusing. I cover that in detail in the Unstoppable Guitar System, along with hundreds and hundreds of other videos, hundreds of other lessons, step by step, walking you through this process. Okay, so now really quickly, I'm going to show you one form of the major scale. And this one form is very movable. You can move it starting on the 6th string, you can do it on the 5th string, you can move it up and down the neck very easily, and it's a pattern. So again, if you're not into learning notes and all these other bits, learn the pattern then, that's okay. It's just about as good, okay, to do that. So you learn these patterns, and it means that in any key you can bring that thing with you, okay? So let's talk about this for a minute. This will be what I call the 1 octave 6th string major scale, and it's in that PDF that I keep talking about at YourGuitarSage.com/live. Now you could start this on the 6th string, you could start it on the 5th string, doesn't matter. So here is our scale, starting a G major scale. So here we go. Now I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. So here's our G, right? And I'm going to say whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Great. That's great, Eric. That's a completely awkward one-string scale. Thank you for showing that to me. Yes, you're welcome. And then that gives you the construction. But let's do something more realistic, something we're going to use more. So realistically, we play across the strings like this. If I played that in one string, I'd go. It's awkward. This one. You know, I could do all different patterns. Okay, so this great little pattern allows us to do all sorts of things, and it's the same every single time. Now, I'm not going to show it to you here right now because it's on that PDF. I don't need to show it to you, but I'll go over it really quickly. I lied. I'm going to show it to you. Second position here, we're going to go frets 3 and 5. On the A string, we're going to go strings, frets 2, 3, 5. And on the D string, we're going to say frets 2, 4, 5. Now, that's a good one to learn because once you learn the one, you've learned it in all keys. Watch this. Easy. That's A. That's G sharp. Here's A. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Okay, easy enough. The only thing I'm doing is I'm doing that first note just like you learned where we went up the fretboard. G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And each one I'm playing the same exact pattern. Same exact pattern every time, but it gives us a whole new scale. Unlike the piano where you'd have to memorize all the different white and black keys, you don't have to do that on guitar. Yeah, right? Super cool. So, that scale you want to commit to memory. That's another part of your homework, okay? I think I might have had some other homework there for you, but let me look here, make sure there's nothing else that I need to be showing you. The major scale, yeah, you gotta know that. Memorize the 1 octave form. Oh, I also have the 2 octave form in there. Oh, and I have the first 5 forms of the G major scale. Basically, these are the same bits and pieces, except you can't start on the same note every time if you want to play up the neck. So for instance, in the key of G major, the different forms would look like this, and this is in the PDF. And so on. So I've got these different forms that I've created for you, but it's all in the key of G, or all in the key of whatever I denote there. We're not changing keys, we're changing positions on the neck. So it's almost like if you were saying Roy G. Biv, but then the next time you start on the O and you end on the O, and then the next time you start on the Y and end on the Y. Or if we were counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Here's 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Makes sense? So we're playing 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. So it's really we're staying in all the key of G there. So super important that you know that movable form, and then if you wanted to get into those other forms, those are great exercises. I always like to present something where folks, beginners can do it and they can get in there right away, and then intermediate and advanced players could get in there and go, oh dude, I'm going to dominate these forms. I'm going to learn them in every key, and now I know the modes, which I explain in the Unstoppable Guitar System and that sort of thing. All right, that's it, my friends, okay? So let's do some giveaways. I don't want to go any further with this with you because I really created this PDF so that it's going to carry you. So anything that I talked about today where you're like, dude, he went too fast, I just don't know that yet. It's okay, because everybody starts at a different place. I obviously can't make a 1-hour lesson that covers this much material if you have never played guitar, and for those folks that have been playing guitar for a long time, of course it's going to seem a little slower. So So we got to kind of find a good fair to middling place where everybody can learn, and then we still have the PDF where you can go and grab that good stuff. Okay? All right. So here we go. We're going to give a bunch of stuff away, my friends. Here we go. And we're going to start with, I'll tell you what, we're going to start with our Twitter winners. Okay? So, what else? Let me make sure I've got everything covered here. I think I do. I think I've got everything covered in regards to our lesson series here. But let me remind you guys really quickly that if you are not at YourGuitarSage.com/live right now, there's no way that you're going to get a hold of the coupon that's right here that I'm giving you right now. But that's where you would need to go, is YourGuitarSage.com/UGS150, and there's the coupon code is Fretbaord 150. That's if you want $150 off of the Unstoppable Guitar System. Otherwise, wait a few days and you can get it at full price. Cool? All right, so that's what you need to do if you want to get that discount. All right, let's talk about, and we're going to do a Q&A here in just a moment. Okay, so our other Twitter winners, these are for folks that tweeted what's to the right of my video. We do this every single time, and it lets our sponsors know that we love them and we appreciate the swag that they're giving us, so I can give this away to you guys, okay? These winners will win my ebooks, which are not these. These are physical books, but you'll win my ebook bundles, which includes ebook 1, ebook 2, and the blues ebook. Ebook 1 is basically the quintessential ebook that you must have if you want to play guitar. Book without anything that you don't need. Book 2 is kind of bumping it up a notch or two, and it's basically not made. It's not made for beginners. It's made for more like intermediate players who have everything down in book 1. And the blues ebook is basically getting you to play blues and showing you all the bits and pieces about blues, which I cover a lot in the Unstoppable Guitar System. So, Jacob Winter, Cody is on fire, and Julie Hopkins, congratulations, my friends, for winning the ebook bundles. We will get in touch with you via Twitter, okay? Someone is going to reach out to you. Maybe me, maybe somebody else. Okay, so let's give away some stuff, right? Some ish. Let's make sure there's nothing else I need to cover. Okay, here we go. We're giving it away, my friends. So this is going to be for, let's go over this first. It's the Power Pack winners, okay? So the Power Pack winners are our folks that win, well, hold on here. Hold on a minute. Okay, I don't have them here, so I'm gonna have to either have, hey Jason, send me those, and my buddy Jason's listening to me again, send me those in a separate email because I don't have them here right now. Send them quick. All right, let's give away some other stuff here. So, otherwise I'm gonna have to go in the other room and do something to pull them over. So let's give away the right here, the DVD and the CD, and those are going to go to. We've got 5 winners for those, okay? And here they are. So we're going to mail these out to you, okay? This is a $35 value. This is my Nashville Number System course DVD that I created for True Fire Guitar, and then a signed copy of both of these are signed, but a signed copy of my CD. And the winners are Julie ATL, probably lives in Atlanta, I'm guessing, Kay Blandford 79, and Marinda Claire, okay, something like that. So congratulations, my friends, and here are the other 2 winners, which are Rachel Elfakrai and Derek Card. So congratulations, my friends. Thank you so much. There you go. I'm very excited for you. All right. Now, let's give away the jam stick. And oh, and by the way, yeah, let's give away the jam stick. Here we go. It's going to be a little anticlimactic because we're going to do the power packs afterwards. But here we go. Jamstick winner is going to be, not those folks, those are DVD winners. The Jamstick winner is going to be, is Andy, 918. The winner is Andy, 918, for the Jamstick. I have reviews for all of these, my friends. I have reviews for all of these, so make sure that you check those out at YourGuitarSage.com/live. Okay, thank you, Jason, for doing that. So here are our winners for the power packs, and we're going to go over this. Here we go. And by the way, Andy, we'll get in touch with you about that. So our first power pack winner is WJ Martin 56. Okay, we cover up your stuff here because we respect your privacy, and we're not going to get you in trouble or anything like that. Okay, so there you go. All right, so we got some other winners here. This is our power pack 2 winner, Evil Boy 700. If I had another person here, I could do these a little bit easier. Sorry, I have to manually do this. Number 3 is Steve and Patty. Uh-oh, Steve and Patty are going to have to fight over that, right? And lastly, we've got... Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It is Bill.Common. All right, so those are our Power Pack winners. Congratulations, my friends. We will get in touch with you in some way. We're going to ask you for your address, social media, or probably your email here because you've provided it to us. That's why we ask for your email when we do this. Okay, we gave away the Jamstick. Let's give away the 2 winners to the Unstoppable Guitar System. 2 winners are going to win the lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System. And... I don't have those either. So, Jason, please send me those. For some reason, I am not seeing those in my bit here. So, we'll do those in a minute. Let's give away that guitar. This is the Ortega R121. Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Bam! Army B66. Army B66 at somethingoranother.com. We will get in touch with you. No, you can't go create an email address called armyb66@gmail or something like that. We know those tricks. Okay, so there we go. Now let me see. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything here. Yeah. Jason, if you would, please send me those winners for the Unstoppable Guitar System. Okay, and we're while Jason is sending those to me, let me tell you really quickly, and then we're going to go Q&A. Okay, you guys ready to go Q&A? Facebook people, it's getting ready to end on you in just a minute here. So you better head over to YourGuitarSage.com/live. YouTube folks, same thing, Q&A, you got to be there. I can't read your questions on YouTube because I have like 17 screens in front of me and I can't have any more. Okay, so here we go. Jason just sent me these, and here's our first winner. Here's our second winner. Okay, so our first winner for the Unstoppable Guitar System, winner 1 is Jerry W444. Jerry W444. Congratulations, Jerry W. And here we go. The last winner of the Unstoppable Guitar System, this is for a lifetime membership, is Chapgar. All right? Congrats to all you folks. Hey, if you're one of those folks that are sad like I was when I was a little kid and I was at this, I don't know, we were at some it was like a meetup group, but this was like in the 70s, like late 70s. And it was like at a fish thing where you meet because you have fish, and we had fish, and I was like 5, and they had giveaways, and I didn't win a piece of plastic seaweed, and I remember being really upset about that. So if you're like me, where you get upset because you don't win stuff like that, I don't do that anymore. But if you're upset about that, then you gotta sign up with me at some of my social places and at YourGuitarSage.com/live so that next time you can be pre-registered and that you can win something, okay? Hey, but everybody's a winner because everybody learned something today. And lastly, my friends, I'm going to put it up here one more time for folks that need it. $150 off. We're going to answer questions here in just 1 second. My friends, this is my huge course, step-by-step, fail-proof. Hundreds of students in there from teenager to 70s. A lot of folks, a lot of retirees, 60s, 70s, 50s. Got a ton of folks in there that are hitting me up all the time saying, hey, I'm just retired and I'm starting to do this. So go there, get it for $150 off. I think we're doing this until the 27th, midnight of the 27th. 100% money back guarantee, 30 days to try it out. If you don't like it, we'll give you all your money back. We do live webcasts like this, but instead of there being thousands of people in it like there is right now, we have usually under 50 people in a live broadcast, and everybody gets their questions answered. It's awesome. Plus, I upload an hour of new material every single month to that program that already has like 400 lessons, several hundred jam tracks. We're uploading new jam tracks every week. This program is growing, my friends. You need to be in there. So there you go. That's your opportunity to get in there. Let's answer some questions. And I'm headed over to YourGuitarSage.com/live to answer those questions. So that's what I'm doing. I see a lot of congrats from people. So I'm going to be looking for questions here. And the way it works is this. If I miss your question, if I'm answering one question that you see me answering that, and your question just goes right up, gone past the chat, then you'll have to just ask it again. I apologize, okay? It's just the way it works. It's the only way to get to these, okay? All right, so Eric, so somebody's asking, you giving away the Yamaha Pacifica? I am, my friends. I'm giving this guitar away. Not at this broadcast, but a great way to find out. And by the way, I've reviewed this video. It's obviously a stellar sounding guitar. It's brand new. I mean, look, it's got the sticker. I had to take the old tagger off it the other day. It has locking tuners, P90, humbucker, tap. I mean, it's really cool. Just watch my review video on it. But I'm giving this away, and to some lucky winner in the next, I don't know, like in a week or so. Be looking out on all my social media, be looking out on YouTube. We're going to do something really fun. We don't know what yet, but we're going to be doing something fun. And somebody's just going to walk away with this because I love giving stuff away. It makes me happy. Okay, so questions. My favorite guitar brand, JT is asking, well, I love Gibsons, I love Fenders, but there's a lot of other brands that I have. I have lots of Line 6 stuff. I love Gretsch. So I don't really have a favorite. I have favorites. Okay. What about the guitar behind you in that Yamaha? You said, oh, I missed it. Man, what about the Yamaha? Oh, that one. That's the one we're giving away. Okay. Hey, Eric, what advice would you give to advanced musicians? Hater is saying, I would say to always find someone who's much better than you and do what they do. So wherever you're at as a musician, find someone who's better than you. Copy them, figure out what they're doing, okay? That's what you want to do. Can you give some tips for people who want to start playing electric guitar? I've been playing classical for 7 years. Yes, get an electric guitar. It's kind of like if you're used to driving a sedan and then you see somebody driving a Porsche and you're like, I want to drive a Porsche. Well, it has a steering wheel and wheels and a place to sit and stuff. It's got to be just like a classical, or it's got to be just like my sedan. It's not. It's going to take the corners differently. You're going to be tighter. It's going to feel different. So really you want to get your hands on the instrument. Obviously, they're built the same way in regards to theory. So the theory is the exact same on both instruments. Nothing changes about them. Just like your sedan and your Porsche, they're the same that they drive, but they drive differently. So they feel differently. They get different sounds and stuff like that. So get an electric, mess with it, feel good with it. It's a little bit awkward at first. It's squirrely, just like when you get in the Porsche the first time and you step on the gas, you're going to be like, geez. And you hit the brake, you're going to be like, whoa. When you turn a corner, you're going to be like, whoa. So that's what happens when you have something that's much more sensitive than, say, like a classical guitar. Okay? Hey, Eric, what do you prefer, Fender Les Paul or a Gibson Les Paul or Fender Stratocaster? It just depends. If I'm playing rock music, Les Paul 100% of the time. If I'm playing blues, for me, I'm a Strat guy because I just love that hollow sound. It's like soul. It's like in your soul or something. Something about that. Like David Gilmour, you know, that type of sound. And obviously that you can play blues on the Les Paul as well, but it's just got a different, to me, it's like more punchy in the face type of thing as opposed to coaxing. Eric, any advice for those starting all over after 3 years down post injury? Kenneth, yes. For anybody who can hear my voice right now, I say it so much, so for those, I'm sorry that you've heard it 100 times, but for those who haven't, this is for them, so you can plug your ears for those that have been with me for some time. Go to my free course, YourGuitarSage.com/30. It's the first 30 lessons that I teach all my students here in Nashville. Watch those, Kenneth. Watch them in order. Do the homework. Download the PDFs. That's where to start. Everybody, even if you've been playing for a long time, I can't tell you how many emails I get per week from folks that have been playing for decades, and they say, Eric, I had no idea. 5 lessons in, they say, I had no idea. No one ever taught me that. That's why I've been playing wrong. That's why I've been picking wrong. That's why I've been doing whatever wrong. I can't get this. I get that email so many times. So start there and practice a bunch, okay? What cheap electric guitars would you recommend? Epiphone is a great lower brand, I would say. These Pacificas, they're not cheap, but they're definitely, you know, they're not $2,000 guitars. I think they're more like in the $300, $400, $500 range, and they're great guitars. Those Pacificas, I love Yamaha, but Epiphone they make great guitars. The only thing I would tell you is try to stay away from models that are like $100 or $200 guitars. If you can bump up to a $300, $400, $500 guitar, you're going to be getting a lot more guitar. Going from $500 to $1,000 or $1,000 to $2,000, the spread starts shrinking. Okay, when you start spending 15 grand and 20 and 125 and that sort of thing, again, it shrinks. You're not getting the same type of oomph for that bump up in money. But a $100, $200 guitar, sometimes you can feel them if you move your hand up and down the edge of the guitar. You'll feel like it feels like razor blades, like the frets aren't finished. Stay away from those. That's a dead giveaway as to a guitar that hasn't had a lot of attention, probably hasn't been set up, probably has the cheapest parts, those sorts of things, okay? How do you pre-register for the next giveaway? I'm being asked. Well, go to YourGuitarSage.com/live. Make sure that you're signed up at Twitter, on my Twitter, Facebook, you know, any one of those social pages, all those social pages, then you definitely won't miss it. But I make announcements in all those places in regards to these, okay? And then ultimately, you're always going through YourGuitarSage.com/live because we have, in order for us to give this stuff away and to contact you and all that good stuff, we've got to have your email. So that's the way to do it. We hate spam. So if you get an email from me and you're like, I don't want your free stuff, Eric, you can stuff it, then you can hit unsubscribe and you'll never ever hear from me again. I'll never give you anything away ever again. We'll never do these live broadcasts and you can just forget it. Okay? All right. Just noticed WWH 5 plus 12 takes all the way, ends all the way at 12 frets away. Yes, that's true, Terrence. Yep. That's that 12. You add 12 to anything on the fretboard, then you go up an octave. So if you're at the 3rd fret, add 12 to it, it's the 15th fret. If you're at the 15th fret, add 12, it's the 17th fret. That's how the octaves work, okay? When is the songwriting book that you're supposed to come out with? Gosh, these are moving so quickly. Somebody asked, when's the songwriting book coming out? It's done, but it's not done where you could download it or get it from Amazon. We're working on it. It's so close to being finished. It's so close to being finished, okay? I promise you. And we're going to have a series of videos, and we'll probably have some broadcasts like this as well, where I'm teaching songwriting. I'll have my beautiful wife here, who is a #1 hit songwriter. Literally, she's on over. I think last time I calculated, she doesn't keep up with it, but I like to because I like to brag on her. Last time I checked, she's on 14 million records. That's a lot of records. She writes country, she writes pop, She's written a lot of stuff. Anyhow, she's got credentials out the yin yang, and she mainly wrote this book, but then I added my parts to it too, as they pertain to guitar and melody and chord progressions and that sort of thing. So that's going to be coming out soon. Can you play Can you play any Robert Johnson songs? Well, God, that chat is going ape crap right now. I mean, it's just going nuts. Can I play Robert Johnson songs? So Robert Johnson did a lot of 12-bar blues, you know, so he'd be like, so I can't play, you know, I don't play his stuff lick for lick, but I mean, I play blues, and you know, that's the blues is everything we're talking about here, you know. But I love some Robert Johnson. How long have you played guitar? NT is asking. I've played guitar since I was about 14 years old. So what is that? 33 years now, ish. Something like that, 33 years, started when I was 14, played a little bit before then, but really just dabbled at it. And once the bug bit me when I was about 14, and I just ran with it. Slept, drank, ate guitar. That's all I did. Brought it to school with me on the bus, riding to school, riding home. Instead of lunch, I didn't go to lunch. I didn't go to the cafeteria. I'd sit in the guidance counselor office with my guitar and would just practice, and then I stayed up late every single night. Did so well at practicing that I had a whopping grade point average of like a 1.8 or 9 when I was a senior. I think I was 66 out of 69 students. Very proud of that. Thank you very much. And then when I became a music major, I actually had almost a 4.0 because I was doing something that I love. So, but all that being said, that's when I started. Okay. Have I ever met any rock stars? I mean, yeah, I've met a lot of folks, especially being here in Nashville. One rock star was Chad Kroeger from what's the band's name? I can't even think, but it's that band, and I didn't know who it was, and my buddy who writes with him introduced me to him, and I was like, hi. And I didn't know who he was, and I felt really bad for him because I didn't know who he was, and I think he expected me to know who he was. And then when he introduced him, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know who you are. You're that guy who goes, photograph, Nashville number system. That's a question, but I don't know what it means. Nickelback, thank you. Yeah, Nickelback, that's the guy. That's not a rock star. Yeah. Okay, how to shred on the guitar. Well, that takes a little bit more than just... I can't just answer that. That's a little bit more. Get the Unstoppable Guitar System and start from scratch and do it over and over again. Okay, okay, you guys are killing me with the double posts. Because I can't read it. It's just going too fast now, so slow down on that, my friends. Is it possible? I just can't even read it. It's going so fast. What do you recommend for improving speed? I always recommend doing things slowly and surely and repetitively. Don't ever try to play fast. That's like saying, I'm going to run a marathon and just going, oh, I'm just going to run this marathon. I want to beat everybody here. And you're looking around and everybody's trained and you're not trained, and you get out there and you just sprint out of the gate. You're beating the guys from Ethiopia. You know, they're behind you with their yellow shoes for like the first 50 feet. And then you just like, and they pass you, okay? That's what trying to be fast at on the guitar does. You're not gonna get fast at the guitar like that. You're gonna get fast at a marathon by training. You're gonna get fast at guitar by training, by doing things over and over and over repetitively, preferably with a metronome playing in time. When you play in time, that increases your speed, okay? Justin Justin Sanderco, a buddy of mine, has a great app, and it's called Time Trainer, I think it is. Great guy, great app. Download that. It has a speed trainer in it where you can play a lick and it slowly speeds up. It'll also drop beats and drop measures and stuff like that too, and it's awesome. Thank you, Justin, for that. Really cool. He beat me to the punch. I was actually developing a similar app that would speed up, so very cool. Okay, I'm looking for a good electric for jazz band at school. Any ideas? You know, you can take just about any guitar and make it sound like a great jazz guitar by putting it into that bass pickup, the one that's closest to the neck. I mean, closest to the neck, and cranking that tone to a nice fat tone, like a nice, you know, instead of, well, I don't have this on right now, but basically, and it's tube, so it's going to take a while to warm up. We're not going to do that. Take the tone knob and turn it to a nice bassy sound, and that's going to give you your jazz sound, you know? How's the baby? The baby's awesome, except as I was just coming down here, so I don't know if you guys knew, but I had a wicked stomach flu last weekend. Wicked. It was so bad, like I thought I was going to die type of thing. And then my wife got it, and we're trying to keep the baby from it. And I swear to God, as I was just walking down here, I think she said that the baby is getting ready to throw up. So the baby's never been sick yet, so hopefully he is going to work himself out of that. Okay, what's the hardest song you've ever learned? I would say it's probably Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. It's an acoustic part, and it's very complex in the finger picking part. That's one, and then Boré, but that was because I didn't know how to play guitar back in the day, and I didn't know how to read music, and I just out of the gate started learning Boré, which is a great classical piece. Eric, soloing. How do you keep up with the chord changes? Great question. And in fact, I've been uploading these videos to the Unstoppable Guitar System that teaches exactly that. It's called, you know, like chasing the chord or chasing the note. And basically the idea is you take a chord progression and you know the chords in it, and you listen, and as the chord comes around, you play on top of that chord. And so if it's a G chord, then playing some note out of that G chord is going to be helpful to the sound, to making it sound symmetrical and cohesive. If a B minor chord comes along, then you might play a B minor arpeggio or some note out of that chord. Okay, but basically, I'm working on a project right now which is going to have the song play, and you're going to see the chord changes as they go along. Okay, I haven't perfected it yet, so it's not out there yet, but I'm working on that, and you'll see the chord as it changes, and you'll be able to look at it and play that particular note. Okay, so but I do cover this. I just uploaded over an hour worth of material talking about that exactly. So get in there. Those folks that are thinking about it, do it, because you get 150 off right now. Eric, what would you recommend for remembering chords? Take a song that you know, a very simple song, and play the chords. Okay, just know them, okay, this is G, this is A minor, this is C, that sort of thing. Know them separately. And then if you're asking about memorizing the chords in a song, then usually there's going to be some sort of pattern that repeats over and over again. So what I'll do is, let's say it's C, A minor, F, G, and maybe that's the verse. Okay, that's Unchained Melody, by the way. C, A minor, F, G, or actually, actually, I think the F is a minor, but nonetheless, you know, like that'd be an observation. I would write it down, and I'd just be like, okay, just practice those in sequence, and then start feeling it and going, okay, and hear that bass line walking down, that sort of thing. If you're talking about just memorizing chords, don't really do that. You know, practice your chords, but don't memorize them, because they're going to automatically be memorized over time as you're playing a particular song. So there's not really... I would not suggest sitting down and memorizing. Just memorize it per song that you do, and then eventually, without even knowing it, you're going to have all these chords memorized, you know. Okay, Eric, how to improve playing while singing? Hater, I have a video on YouTube about that. Just type in YourGuitarSage playing singing. I think I have a couple on there. But I have a deeper series in the Unstoppable Guitar System about this as well. But essentially you want to slow songs down, you want to make sure you have the lyrics memorized, you want to take small phrases at a time, repeat them, make sure you have them down before you move to a whole verse. Once you have the whole verse down, you can move to a second verse or the chorus. But it's about chunking, taking smaller parts of a big part, rehearsing those, okay? And taking some parts out. Maybe you're just humming the melody, or maybe you're just saying the lyrics but not really singing the lyrics. Or maybe you're strumming the chord while you're singing, but you're not doing a big strum. You're not doing like the actual strum of the song. You're just strumming on the one, holding the chord out, singing the part, strumming when the chords change, and that's it. This way, because what happens is it's like juggling too many balls. The brain is not able to keep up, so you got to take something out, like take the strumming out, where you're just strumming on the one, you know, and then the chord plays, and then you sing over the top of that, and on the changes you're doing it. Cool? Okay, is it? Oh, shoot. How do you eat an elephant? Right? Well, as a vegan, you don't. But yes, how do you eat an elephant? The answer to that is one bite at a time. What does that mean? Well, it means you know, there's literally a man who ate an airplane. It's somewhere, you could look it up after this. He either ate a car or an airplane. I think he ate an airplane for his girlfriend. And I still have a hard time believing it because I don't know how you would digest that stuff. But in short, he took little pieces of this every single day. Ate a little piece, 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 till he ate the whole plane. He did this to impress his girlfriend. Very impressive indeed. I don't know if he got the girlfriend or not. But nonetheless, he bought a lot of Malox and a lot of Tums. But the whole point is that you are you're learning slowly in pieces. Okay, someone's asking about Musician. Those sorts of programs are fun, but really, if you want to learn and you really want to get in, the best way to learn is to learn the way a guitar player would learn. And those games are fun. You know, Rocksmith, those are fun. I saw someone mention that. Those are fun in addition to doing stuff. But as a be-all, the place you're going to get your information, no. They're not meant to be that. They're meant to keep your attention. The only way to keep your attention is to keep it real light and fun and to not challenge you too much. You know what I mean? And that, unfortunately, they do that. But I mean, everything's a learning tool. I'm not knocking those. I'm just saying, realistically, if you want to dig in, focus on a particular area. If you want to learn blues, you know, focus on learning the blues. You know, learn your scales. Learn how to do all these bits and pieces that I talk about, okay? Doug is saying a lot of these questions can be answered in his videos. Yes, 850-something videos on YouTube. The free series at YourGuitarSage.com/30. That's going to answer 90% of all the questions that are being answered right now. Okay? Okay, so there you go. All right, my friends, I think we're going to end it there, because we could be here for forever. There's still 200 people in the chat room and probably thousands of people watching on, or at least hundreds, right, on Facebook and YouTube and all the rest. So, my friends, to summarize, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We gave a lot of good stuff away. I think I put everything up there, so I think we learned we got everything. We learned a bunch of stuff. PDF, YourGuitarSage.com/live. The free course at YourGuitarSage.com/30. You want to be bookmarking this stuff. The coupon code, go do this right now, my friends, as we're closing up shop. I'm also going to be giving this away, so be on the lookout for that. I will be announcing that soon. 150 off the Unstoppable Guitar System right now until, I believe it is, I'm going to tell you. I don't know when. Hold on. Till the 27th. Ends at 27th at midnight. And it's the 23rd right now. So what's that? Tomorrow's the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. It's Wednesday, I think. Wednesday at midnight is going to end. That's going away and then you would pay the full price, okay? We want you in there. This is growing massively. It's a blast. We're having a blast in there. I answer questions every single day. So when you see all these questions going up in the chat, I answer questions every single morning when I go to the Unstoppable Guitar Systems. First thing I do when I wake up, other than yoga and a little bit of meditation. So that's it, my friends. I could stay here all day and chat with you because I love you guys. You make me happy. This is awesome. I can't believe this is my job. Thank you. I get to give stuff away and teach people stuff. Please let me know how I can help. Hit me up on all my social media places. Thank you to my sponsors, Ortega Guitar, xGuitarx for the jam stick, Dragon's Heart picks, Vibe strings, xGuitarx Capo, Uber Tuner. Have I forgotten anybody? I hope not. I don't think I did, but thank you to everybody who made this possible. Love you guys. I'm outie. Tons of free stuff for you online. See ya.